Hello people, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. This is my first time of doing something about the SBS, so this is like the beginning of others, okay? Because I have so many other SBS videos I would love to react to. But first, let's start with this introduction of what SBS is. Okay, so this video is from Curiosity Questions. It's titled How to Join the SBS. This SBS is short form for, is an acronym for Special Boat Service Selection. Special Boat Service. So Special Boat Service Selection and Training, UKSF. So today is going to expose us to what SBS is, how to join, what it's about, what they do, and all of those interesting stuff. So if you're interested in joining the SBS, I think this is one of the videos you need to watch. Yeah, before we dive into the video, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. It's your first time here, good to have you here. Do want to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Let's quickly check this out together.
The Special Boat Service, known as simply the SBS, are Britain's elite amphibious special forces. Formed in 1940 as the Army Special Boat Section, with their name changing to the SBS in 1987, they have led the way in special reconnaissance, offensive action and counter-terrorism. Whilst the SBS is primarily made up from Royal Marines, anyone serving in the armed forces is able to apply, assuming they have at least 2 years military experience and are under the age of 35, as well as have at least 39 months of service remaining. The first stage of joining the SBS is to attend the Special Forces Briefing Course. These take place 5 times a year and last 5 days. This course covers presentations on the organisation, role and training of the SBS, advice on preparation and training for the UKSF selection, assessment of individual levels of robust fitness and navigational ability, conduct of UKSF swim assessment and SBS dive acquaintance, Army Basic Combat Fitness Test, the Battle Swimming Test, and a 600 metre freestyle swim in 15 minutes and 25 metre swim underwater. Introduction to the Klepper canoe, progressive paddles up to a course performance standard of a 23-mile canoe in 8 hours open sea, and a 6.4 portage run carrying 55 kilograms, and finally 6 progressive air oxygen dives culminating in a CPS dive. Upon completion of this stage, candidates move on to the next stage of selection. We covered this next stage in detail on our video on how to join the SES, which is on screen now. However, in summary, this is split into 4 different stages. The first stage is the aptitude phase, which lasts 4 weeks and focuses on the fitness of the candidates and is known as the hills phase due to the large emphasis on marching up difficult and challenging terrain, with the final assessment of this phase being 5 timed marches on consecutive days of between 23 kilometers and 28 kilometers, whilst carrying 27 kilograms, with the final march of 64 kilometers needing to be completed within 20 hours. Furthermore, in this stage, the candidates must pass the Special Forces swimming test that consists of high water entry at 10 metres, water entry at 3 metres wearing webbing and carrying rifle, followed by a 25 metre swim and kit handout, treading water for 5 minutes followed immediately by a swim of 200 metres wearing combat clothing. This test finishes with an underwater swim of 10 metres, including a retrieval of a small weight. The next stage of selection is 9 weeks long and focuses on Special Forces tactics, techniques and procedures, and standard operating procedures. The majority of this stage takes place in the jungle and focuses on navigation, jungle survival, boat handling, patrol techniques and combat drills, medicine and observation post techniques, as well as 3 weeks in the UK focusing on weapons training and tactics. The next stage is employment training, which lasts for 14 weeks and covers the skills needed by the Special Forces operators such as combat survival, Special Forces parachute training, counter-terrorism, signalling and surveillance and reconnaissance training. At some point during this stage, personnel undertakes survive, evade, resist, extract training. The test stage for this training phase requires the candidates to undergo an evasion exercise, dressed in greatcoats to restrict movement, and operating in small groups. A hunter force from the Special Forces support group aims to capture the recruits. All personnel are required to undergo a resistance to interrogation stage for 36 hours, even if they manage to evade the hunter force. Candidates are placed in physically and mentally uncomfortable positions and must stick to their lines and not give away any sensitive information. Upon completion of this stage, This is where the SAS and SBS recruits separate from one another. Following on from this, the SBS recruits move on to training in order to achieve the swimmer canoeist qualification. Very little is known about this qualification, although it includes training in advanced diving techniques, parachute practice, demolition methods, the infiltration of ships at harbour and out at sea, as well as oil platforms, a heavy emphasis on canoeing skills, the main mode of transport for an SBS operator. Survival training in Scotland, beach reconnaissance such as photography and maritime counter-terrorism activities. Whilst the SAS continues to be more public with information about themselves, the SBS remain to be secretive in nature in regards to both their selection and their missions. Thanks for watching this video. Please check out another on your screen now and subscribe for more.
So there is SAS and there is SBS. SBS, Special Boat Service, yeah, and SAS is for what? First question. And I feel like, excuse me, the training is so rigorous. I think that's one of the reasons why one of the criteria is you have to be a soldier. So you have to have had military experience. Because if you've not had military experience, there is no way you'll be able to go through all of this training. This is really, really rigorous. And I wanted to ask a question: do we have women in SBS? Do we have women go through all of this? Because these trainings are tedious. Like that, they even tell you have to go to the desert. We could see that from the video. We could hear that from the video. Their training is so rigorous, and I think it's for the UK. I wanted to ask a question. Does the UK have so much water body for them to have like a special boat service? Like, do they have so? Because I know that in the Netherlands they have a lot of water body. So okay, yeah. So SBS can work. Oh, is that how it works? Yeah. So I would love you guys to answer that question. What do you guys think about the SBS and the SAS? Or do you have anybody who is in the SBS? What has their experience been? How did the training go? All these criteria mentioned, are they actually the real criteria? Are there other things they add to this criteria? Yeah, and I asked again that are women allowed? Because I never heard anything because I know that in the military, if you're coming as a woman and a man, there is no difference. They train everybody together. Is it the same thing with the SBS? Because this training is actually very tedious, and yeah, I don't think women should be going through such a training. But I mean, if a woman can be a soldier, I mean, we have Tulsi Gabbard, who is a military personnel, and she's been in military for 16 years or even more. And yeah, so if she could be, why not a woman be that? So I just want to know, like, because these trainings are rigorous. They are actually very rigorous. So you have to be a soldier to be able to join the special boat service. You have to be under 35 years. So that means they need strong, able-bodied, healthy men and women. And that's if women are allowed. What other criteria again? There's so many other things. What do you guys think about this video? What do you guys think about these criteria? Are there some criteria in the SBS that were not mentioned out but are actually serious criteria to actually join the SBS? Do we have any of my audience that is in the special boat service? What has your experiences been like? Like, do you actually need this training when you're actually serving or working as an SBS person? Yeah, what is it like and what is your experiences like? So kindly drop your comments and thoughts, opinions, observations, additions in the comment section below. Let's learn, let's watch together and learn. Do well to like this video if you enjoyed. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Don't worry, I'll bring more videos about the SBS and SAS so that we can understand and go through the process together. They have interesting videos, okay? So we're going to be checking it out together. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.